The highlights. Legacy government urges stakeholders to emulate business virtues of Madam Efunroye Tinubu for growth. Federal government, European Union tackle out-of-school crisis with 40 million euros initiative. Unforeseen in Ukraine's Zelensky to make missile case in United States after President Donald Trump makes phone call to Russia's Putin. And in sports, Nigeria's Oluwa Femiayo set new record at World Powerlifting Championship in Cairo, Egypt. And now the details. I am Mike James. The Lagos State Central Business District TBD agency has charged stakeholders within the district to uphold the virtues of Madam Efunroye Tinubu of Lagos Island in the development of their business environment. Special advisor to the governor on Central Business District, Bola Olumegmo Lawal, described Madam Tinubu as a beacon of purposeful and structured commerce, full of resilience, strength and vision in a business environment while promoting her trade in the state. Olumegmo Lawal stated this during the memorial ceremony themed Echoes of Madam Tinubu, a historical awakening at the popular Tinubu Square, while emphasizing the need to celebrate the legacy of the late industrious woman in whose name the market was named. The CBD boss urged stakeholders to emulate late Efunroye's industriousness. Olumegmo Lawal also used the occasion to educate market women, school children, and members of the public on the proper and ideal way to use the marketplace and other properties in business districts. According to her, the CBD is ready to maintain law and order while creating conducive areas for business on Lagos Island to thrive. To commemorate 2025 World Food Day, over 6,000 farmers and producers of agro-products have been given access to markets, courtesy the Lagos State government in partnership with British American Tobacco, Nigeria Foundation, BAT-NF. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, while speaking at the ceremony held at the Police College, Ikeja, restated his administration's commitment to ensuring food security and transforming the state's agricultural landscape through sustained investment, infrastructure development, and strategic partnership with farmers, the private sector, and development organizations. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Bimbola Saluhunde, described farmers as vital contributors to the state's livability and economic resilience and urged all stakeholders to reaffirm their collective resolve to work hand in hand for better food systems and a better future for all.
Having recognized the importance of food security, this administration remains deeply committed to ensuring that Lagos remains food secure despite its geographical limitations. Our dedication is evident in the continuous provision of support for food production, infrastructure, and market systems designed to reduce high food prices and build a sustainable food reserve management structure.
In her welcome address, the Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems, Abisola Olusoya, lauded Governor Sanwo-Olu's leadership and expressed appreciation to farmers and sponsors for their commitment to making the day a success.
But to our farmers, without you, we won't have any food. Without the farmer, you won't have a doctor. Without the farmer, you won't have a teacher. Without the farmer, you won't have an engineer. You won't have anybody on the face of this earth. And God didn't make a mistake by making this the very first occupation of mankind.
In his goodwill message, a member of the board of directors at Batten Foundation, Yarub Al-Barani, reaffirmed the foundation's dedication to rural development and smallholder farmer empowerment, noting that over 300,000 farmers have been empowered in over 2 decades.
Our unwavering dedication aligns with multiple SDGs, particularly 1, 2, 6, 8, 10, and 13, reinforcing our mission to reduce poverty and hunger, provide decent work, and promote activities that support sustainable environment. Distinguished guests, when we buy from local farmers, we contribute to the health of our economy and help help sustain the livelihoods of those that work tirelessly to put food on our tables.
The 2025 World Food Day celebration in Lagos with the theme Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future featured discounted sales of farm produce, parade by all clusters of farmers, and award presentation to local government and local council development areas and members of private sector for their contribution to food security in the state. The Nigeria Hydrological Service Agency (NIHSA) says its latest monitoring shows high water levels along parts of the River Niger and Benue, with the possibility of flooding in Kogi, Anambra and Delta states. NIHSA also predicted potential flooding in Benue, Adamawa, Niger and Bayelsa states. The agency says a recent assessment of water quality during flood evaluation exercises revealed contamination in some shallow wells caused by floodwater intrusion. Director General and Chief Executive Officer of NIHSA, Umar Mohammed, who announced this at a press briefing in Abuja, advised residents in flood-prone areas to remain vigilant and follow official advisories. Mohammed noted that the agency is developing a 5-year strategic action plan to guide its operation, focusing on innovation, regional empowerment, and stronger stakeholder engagement. He reaffirmed the agency's commitment to adopting a proactive, data-driven approach aimed at saving lives, protecting infrastructure, and strengthening Nigeria's resilience to the impacts of climate change. Katsina State Government has unveiled a fleet of hybrid buses as part of Governor Diko Rada's efforts to modernize public transportation and promote environmental sustainability across the state. The development comes 1 year after the governor led a delegation to China to seal partnerships with leading agricultural equipment manufacturers. Speaking at the unveiling ceremony held at the facility of a Chinese firm in Abuja, president of a key partner in the projects, Oshie Bernard, commended the governor for his commitment to sustainable development. He said the initiative is expected to transform intra-city movements in Katsina, Daura and Funtua, with plans for future expansion across the state. Bernard also explained that the new hybrid buses, which run on both fuel and electricity, were designed to reduce carbon emissions, cut fuel costs, and improve mobility for residents. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government, in partnership with the European Union, has inaugurated a national program steering committee to oversee the 40 million euros education and youth empowerment in Northwest Nigeria program. The committee, chaired by the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, and co-chaired by the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, will meet annually to provide strategic guidance, with a secretariat handled by the EU Technical Assistance Team. Also, quarterly technical meetings are planned to monitor progress closely. Speaking in Abuja during the official inauguration of the committee, Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, Abel Enito, commended the EU's unwavering partnership and investment in Nigeria's education sector, which has continued to improve access, equity, quality, and system resilience. The Permanent Secretary, who was represented by the Director of Poly Education and Allied Institute, Usman Eje, said the project, which has been implemented in Jigawa, Kano and Sokoto states, represents one of the most strategic interventions aimed at addressing the persistent challenges of out-of-school children, teacher capacity development, safe learning environment and skills acquisition for youths in Nigeria's Northwest region. In her remarks, Team Lead, Human Development, European Union Delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Leila Matthew, highlighted the program's significance as the delegation's first standalone education initiative. The federal government is set to launch a national campaign to promote made-in-Nigeria goods and services under the Nigeria First policy as part of efforts to revitalize the manufacturing sector. President Bola Tinubu made this known in Lagos at the 5th Adeola Odutola lecture by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. President Tinubu, who was represented at the event by the Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, John Enna, said the campaign aims to shift national demand towards Nigerian products that meets global quality standards while also addressing the country's imports dependency. Tinubu noted that preliminary studies show that such a campaign could boost the manufacturing sector by up to 6% and create over 500,000 jobs within the next 3 years. He added that his administration will continue to prioritize the growth of Nigeria's manufacturing sector through policies promoting production, consumption and export of made-in-Nigeria goods. In some foreign news, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will meet with United States President Donald Trump in Washington as Trump's weigh whether to arm Ukraine with Tomahawk missiles capable of striking deep into Russia. Their meeting comes a day after Trump said great progress was made during a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin, with the pair agreeing to face-to-face talks in Hungary. Trump said the call, the first with Putin since mid-August, was very productive, noting that teams from Washington and Moscow will meet next week. As Zelensky arrived in the U.S., his third visit since January, he said Moscow was rushing to resume dialogue as soon as it hears about Tomahawks. And over to sports news. Nigeria's Folashade Oluwafemiayo has broken the world record in the women's 86-kilogram event, lifting 168 kilograms to clinch gold at the World Powerlifting Championships in Cairo, Egypt. Oluwafemiayo improved on her previous world record from 167 kilograms to achieve the current feat. With this remarkable achievement, she won her fourth world title for Nigeria, adding to the 2 Paralympic gold medals she had won. In 2012, Oluwafemiayo won silver medal in the women's 75 kilograms category at the 2012 Summer Paralympics, breaking the world record in the process. That was our news at 10. Just before we go, stay alive. Make use of pedestrian bridges where available. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 250 women trained through an empowerment workshop on intercrop of maize and cassava with demonstration plots for practical knowledge? Well, you can always get details on the Legacy Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Central Business District CBD agency has charged stakeholders within the district to uphold the virtues of Madam Efroye Tinubu of Lagos Island in the development of their business environment. The federal government, in partnership with the European Union, has inaugurated a National Program Steering Committee to oversee the 40 million euros education and youth empowerment in Northwest Nigeria program. We also told you that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will meet with United States President Donald Trump in Washington as Trump weighs whether to arm Ukraine with Tomahawk missiles capable of striking deep into Russia. In sports, Nigeria's Folashade Oluwafemiayo has broken the world record in the women's 86-kilogram event, lifting 168 kilograms to clinch gold at the World Powerlifting Championships in Cairo, Egypt. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fagbalagun. Thank you, Lagos, for listening. My name is Mike James. Good morning.